All right. Hello everybody, and welcome to stream. Oh my gosh. Hello. I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all doing well. The giant tube-like creatures made up of a million tiny creatures? Yeah. Hello. Looked up giant parasomes. They are weird. They're very weird, yeah. They're a weird time. Hello everybody, welcome in. Welcome to stream. Big fan of crabs and lobsters. I am too. Also a big fan of crabs and lobsters. But alright, hello everybody, welcome to stream. If you didn't know, I mean, y'all are already talking about it today. We're going to be talking about how to draw sea creatures, varying different kinds of sea creatures. Specifically, I'm going to be 100% real with you. I have no clue how to teach, like, specific sea creatures. Or, like, just sea creatures in general. Like, you know, when you come in, we've done, like, animal streams before, and I'm like, oh, it's like, we're going to talk about how to draw, like, sea creatures overall. We're going to talk about how to draw, like birds overall, something like that, right? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to teach every single, thing kind of rolled into one, you know? With birds, it's like this, like, they have wings. The majority of them have wings, right? Mammals, like, you compare the skeletons, right? Some sea creatures just don't have skeletons, and some sea creatures have, like, partial skeletons. So it's like, what I've decided to do today is you guys are going to request some sea creatures, and then I'll go through my process and how I would draw them, right? We're starting with the Japanese pancake devilfish, as you guys voted in the community post. So we are going to be going through that. Yeah, too diverse. It's far too diverse to imagine to do, like, everything at once. So it is much easier if I just request from you guys to see what you guys would like me to talk about. Loving that link drawing, thank you. No spoilers for Tears of the Kingdom, thank you. Sponge crab, I will gladly draw sponge crab. But alright, before we get going though, y'all know the drill, because if you didn't know, our growing community is filled with tons of art nerds, and we art nerds have to stick together. So if you're an art nerd too, be sure to check the links to our social media in the description below, and check out our website for our class offerings, where you can get critique, guidance, and encouragement from our instructors, because we're not just a YouTube channel, we are an art school too. So if you'd like to support us so we can keep making free content, consider supporting us by becoming a YouTube member for exclusive channel perks like emotes and sub badges, or supporting us on Patreon for as little as $2 per month, where you can get access to tons of perks like my working files, critique sessions, class recordings, and a huge discount on our classes that have a limited amount of spots, so be sure to check those out before they are gone. I need to get Tears of the Kingdom. It's really good so far. I've only played 45 minutes. 30 of those minutes was the opening cutscene, so when the dude handed the box to me, he was like, actually, I'll tell that story afterwards, but alright. Before we get going into the stream, we have our submissions. It's art submissions time. Yes. Oh, let me actually change the size so I can see this better. Okay, welcome to the art submissions for this week. You guys submitted a lot of really good ones this week, actually. I was looking through it, I was like, these are nuts. This first one, sorry, oh my god. This first one by Alexius Devia. I love this, like, more creative take on a lionfish kind of mer person. You had a version with a background. I think that it distracted from the character, so, like, I really like that you included just the character by themselves. I really love this. Great shading, great forms, I like good balance of detail versus no detail, right? This is a really gorgeous one. You and me both. But this is a really beautiful one. I really love the colors, I love the balance. Really fun pose, too. Well done, well done. Very witchy. A friend of mine would love how witchy this one is. This next one, on the Discord, their name is Cookie Cat, but it looks like their handle online is Sneaky Snack. But they submitted a bunch of mermaids. I think this one was my favorite one. You're very, very, I love how curvy your lines are. I love the, like the variety of, I wouldn't say variety of color. I like the minimalism of color that you've added. I think a big thing when I see a lot of, like, mermaid characters, they add so many colors. I like how minimal this one is. I love the balance. I love the orange with the green. It's a really nice palette. Very vibrant. See, I wouldn't say it's vibrant. I would say but it's not muted either. I would say it's mature. It's a nice mature choice of colors. Very fun forms, very cartoony. Well done. Well done, well done. Thank you so much. This next one is by Delta Lunaris. Lovely traditional illustration. We love our traditional artists too. I love a good merman. That's enough. That's all I can say. I'm joking. Lovely anatomy. Well done with your lines. Traditional lines are always tougher. I will say, just as like a little heads up for everybody, when you are submitting, especially if you are a traditional artist, digital artists don't really have to worry about this, but if you are a traditional artist, please take the photo of your artwork like straight on so it doesn't get skewed. Like this is so beautiful, but I wish we could see it a little bit better because right now it's kind of at an angle. So when you take photos of your work, please make sure that you're taking them head on or scan them or something like that. But this is a really, really lovely piece. Well done, well done. This next one is by our very own Evianon. Evianon. I don't know what I said there. Evianon. Very own Evie, our lovely mod. This is beautiful. I saw that you put them into like character, like to like cards. And they looked really, really cool, but I was like, I want to see the characters in their own. So this is a beautiful, beautiful set of 3 mermaids. We've got like an axolotl, we've got an octopus, and I believe that's a lionfish. I could be wrong though. They're just so fun. I love the variety. I love that you have one that's like very in human skin and then 2 that are more like human skin tones, I suppose. But yeah, well done, well done. These would make great card game characters. Yeah, they really would. This next one, I didn't have to put your name on it because it's right in there in the center, is Mr. Cam on the Discord. Their character, Aurora. Very nice. I love a good, like, more shark-like mermaid siren character. I am an advocate for giving merpeople sharp teeth. I just think it's appropriate, and I think it's fun, and I think everybody should do it. But this is lovely. I love the bioluminescence. I love the colors. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Well done, well done. And this last one is by Penguin in the Discord, a more rendered pair of mermaids. Looks like they have a horn shark and a viper dogfish. Viperfish are always crazy. I love this. I love the color of the water. I love green leaning water, so thank you. I love how mysterious they look. I love how they're not, like, perfectly gorgeous. Like, I love, like, beautiful mermaids, obviously, but, like, I like when they're a little bit gross looking, too, or, like, just look like normal people. I like that a lot, and these, especially the viper on the left. They've got, they're gonna come for me. But yeah, this is lovely. This is beautiful. Well done, well done. Beautiful rendering as well. Excellent job with the lighting. Alright, thank you so much to everybody who submitted, and thank you to Alexius and Cookie Cat, Delta Lunaris, Evie, Mr. Cam, and Penguin, all 6 of you. Thank you so much for your lovely submissions and your lovely artwork. For everybody who wants to submit in the future, there is always next time, so make sure you join the Discord, !Discord, if you'd like to join in with other art nerds and have a chance of submitting and getting your work on the show. The show, oh my god. On stream. Okay. So. Alright, today, like I mentioned in the beginning, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be... So rather than me doing a whole big lesson, because I think it's impossible I think it's impossible for me to do just one big lesson surrounding sea creatures. I would much rather you guys tell me exactly what you would like me to draw, what exactly you would like me to go over for the stream, and I will do that. We are going to be starting with what won from the poll, though, so that is the Japanese pancake devilfish. So we will be starting with, I believe, octopi or octopuses or cephalopods. Is that what the word is? Cephalopod. Yeah, there are cephalopods. I'm a genius. Too many fish. Yeah, too many types of fish. So we're gonna be starting with our lovely cephalopod friend. The fun thing about cephalopods is they don't have bones. So is there really a wrong way to draw them? No. I'm kidding. There's always a wrong way to draw something. Oh wait, no, I told myself I was just going to paste it directly here. Yeah. So especially with this one, with our little... These guys specifically are types of, hang on. These guys specifically are versions of the Dumbo octopus, because actually Dumbo octopus is an umbrella of a bunch of different octopuses. The wrong way to draw them is with bones, yeah. Yeah, the Dumbo octopus is like an umbrella, I learned. I was looking it up. I was like, what's the difference between a Japanese pancake devilfish and a Dumbo octopus? And they're like, well, technically it's a Dumbo octopus. It's just a subspecies of that. It's like if you said spider, and then you had like a house spider, and then there are different types of house spiders, that kind of thing, you know? Is the same as flapjack octopus? Good question. Flapjack octopus. It looks like the flapjack octopus is the Californian version of this one and is also a type of Dumbo octopus. Don't I have a character based on this animal? No, I just drew him for a different stream. Alright, so for this one specifically, any kind of cephalopod, the way that I tackle any kind of cephalopod or any kind of like octopus kind of character is they've got like a big bulb in the back, a little thing here, and then all the tentacles attached here, right, onto the bottom, right? This guy specifically, though, I like to think of him as kind of just the shape of a hand. You ever look at your own hand and you like do like, you make like fake like little squid motions with it? You know what I'm talking about? Like if you make like little fake squid motions. But the fun thing is that with like Dumbo octopuses, it's octopuses. I've been like conditioned to think that it's octopi my whole life. It's octopuses. Is that like, it's the same kind of anatomy actually. It's just like bulb on top and then little tentacles coming out the bottom. The main thing you gotta remember is that you gotta think of this shape as like a jujube. It's like this kind of shape, like that, right? It's like a semi-sphere almost. So you gotta think of your tentacles as if they're attached to that semi-sphere. You know what I mean? And your tentacles are like tubes, long cylinders. Yeah. Jujubes? Y'all don't know what jujubes are? Jujube. Anybody not know what a jujube is? Am I too old? Is that like a, yeah, you know what it is? Somebody tell me that, does anybody not know what a jujube is? Wait, you don't know what it is? You don't? Crying! Okay, jujubes are not good, but like, hang on, jujube. A jujube is like a... Oh wait, hang on. Jujube gummy. My bad. You have to look up a jujube gummy. They're like this. They're like this. It's these little like cylindrical boys. Sometimes they have like rounded tops instead. Jujubes. Y'all telling me you've never seen a jujube before? Never heard of it? I wasn't gonna say anything. Crying! Maybe that's like a Canadian thing. Jujube gummy. Yeah, it's these jujubes. Dots. Dots? That's what y'all call them? No, the gumdrops. I like jujubes. You like them? Yeah, gumdrops I guess is another name for them. Yeah, jujubes is what I've always known them as, jujube gummies. Yeah, the Maynards. Oh gosh, I didn't mean to go to Walmart. The Swedish berries are jujubes technically. Okay, well, I guess you guys don't know what, I guess now you know what a jujube bear, like, gummy is. But yeah, think of it as like that kind of gumdrop shape. And you want to wrap like the tentacles around it, right? So that's where they're coming from. Just to stylize it, sometimes what people do is they'll like just make all of the tentacles come from one side. Like a lot of people do that. Technically, that's not how it works. Like you'll really only see like 4 or 5 at a time, right? But you know what I mean, right? Makes it just a little bit easier than that. They're not. Stop giving weird names. Listen, Sue. People are from other parts of the world, alright? Hang on. I'm gonna paste an image. Okay, I'm gonna paste an image of a snack, and all of you tell me what you call this thing. What is this? What is this? Everybody gives this a different name. What are these called? Otter Pops, Popsicle, Ice Pop, Freezy Pops, Ice Tubes, Popsicle. See? See? Freezies. I call them Freezies. So, like, my partner calls them Otter Pops. I know other people who call them just Popsicles, right? For, like, Ices. Ices, that's another one, right? Freezies. Yeah, Freezies, because a Freezy is, like, the brand of these that are, like, in Canada. Some people call them Mr. Freezes. Right? It's different for everybody. There's different names for things all over the world. It's very fascinating. It's kind of like how some people call, like, you know, like the thing that you give to babies to get them to calm down. This thingy, the American way of calling it is a pacifier. I call it a pacifier, right? Some people call them soothers if you're from, like, British English, right? A binky. Yeah, some people say binky. It's like, it's different for everybody. It's fascinating, right? It's very fascinating. That's fire binky. Some people have soothers. Yeah, so, like, soothers. I know there's a Canadian version that they say as well. Or, like, a pencil crayon. Canadians call them pencil crayon. America calls them colored pencils. There's a lot of different names for them. Anyway, let's just draw this little guy now. Now that we've kind of figured that out. Because what's interesting about cephalopods in general is that, like, there's no bones to go off of, so you just kind of have to figure it out based on the full shape. Or just the forms that are present to you. Right? This little cephalopod specifically has, like, webbing between the legs. So they're kind of connected like that. You might see little hints of them behind here. Water fountain, a bubbler. No bones, just squish. Yawn them jelly physics, so real. Just flesh! Of a Dumbo octopus anatomy is just sploot. Yep, pretty much. This is the most tired looking Dumbo octopus in my opinion. The Japanese pancake devilfish, which I think is a wild name, by the way. Could be a great Kirby enemy. Yo, real, actually. Such a good Kirby boss. He'd just be floating in water. He'd just be vibing. Got some strong Jello game. So true. These little flaps just kind of on the edge here. Yeah, cephalopods are really hard to teach because it's like, what do you say, you know? Figure out the forms. You know what I mean? It's like, I won't sugarcoat it. They're tough to teach. What's my favorite sea creature? The leafy sea dragon. That one's my favorite. How many colors do they come in? I am very used to, like, I'm used to just seeing them in, like, orange. Varying oranges. Good pick, thank you. Yeah. It's been my favorite for a very long time. I will not forget about the sponge crab Evie. What do they eat? Oh, that's a good question. But yeah, I'll add on a bit about just normal octopuses as well, right? So if we have, like, if you kind of look at a normal octopus, let's just bring up our blue ring. Hang on. Blue ringed octopus. They're very tiny, very deadly. There we go. That's a pretty picture. Let's copy that one. Right. If we kind of just look at like a blue-ringed octopus per se. Squishbird, okay. Box crabs are also really cute. I just like crabs. Casually picked one of those deadly octopus. Listen, I like them. But you kind of notice, right? You kind of look, right? They've kind of got this cylindrical section in the middle. They got the big sack in the back, and then it's like a big, massive tentacles coming out here, right? So the way that I envision it, right, is if you take the back, just kind of just like an elongated egg shape, I'd describe it as. And then you have almost a cylindrical shape that holds the eyes, which are like two spheres. And then it's almost like you have a disc that connects every leg, right? But remember, it is a disc and not a flat surface, so the attachment points for each tentacle will be a little bit different. My piece of advice for drawing tentacles, by the way, is not to make them too flowy like this. Like, I know that's fine, but it actually looks a lot cooler if you add a little bit of, like, hard edge to it. This is, like, a stylistic choice for me personally. I'm like, I like having, like, the long flowy bits, but then, like, you add on a bit of geometry to it, and it makes it look a lot, like, funkier. Again, that's personal preference, though. Like, you might prefer something a little bit different. Yeah, especially with longer tentacles, you'll probably see the ones in the back, too. Just make sure you're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more. 8. And remember to think of them as cylindrical. Squidward. Lots of cylinders. I didn't expect you to do sea creatures. Hey man, I mean, I don't pick the stream topics, but that's okay. I like drawing. I like drawing sea creatures. I'll draw anything that's mildly creepy. All right, that's about as much as I can talk about with cephalopods. Cephalopods are really tough to teach. I don't know what to say. A lot of the times it's just kind of like there's no real theory. It's just, hey, these are the cylinders and where they go. You know what I mean? But all right, chat. Now it's your turn. Tell me, what would you like to learn today? Oh goodness, what is the next creature you would like me to cover? And go, and I'll pick from whatever one I'm interested in. Armadillo, goblin shark, crustaceans, salmon. Oh gosh, shrimp, isopods, orca, sea dragon, crabs. I am getting a lot of crabs and mermaids. Or sorry, crabs and lobsters. I'm getting a lot of crustaceans. Yep, isopods are like part of crustacean. Spider crab, fisher shark. Crabs and sharks is what I'm getting a lot of. Are we okay with doing crabs? With any kind of... Yeah, I'm getting a lot of, yeah, crabs and crustaceans. Crustacean Nation. Yes? Alright. Crabs it is. And I know that Evie is, like, begging me to do a sponge crab, so I will look up that exact image of the sponge crab that she sent. Alright. This is crustaceans. This is a sponge crab. Let me give a couple pictures of sponge crabs. Because sponge crabs are called sponge crabs because they have a thing on their back that's spongy. Or they pick up things and put them on their backs that make them spongy. Apparently there's a Charles Darwin sponge crab too. I just need 2 images of this crab just so that I can also see it with its legs. Pancake crabs are also pretty good. I know what that one is. It's like a Pokemon. Now, what's fun about crustaceans in general, we're gonna go over crabs and we're gonna go over lobsters. I saw some people go on isopods. I think isopods count as... Do they count as crustaceans? I don't think so. Hang on, giant isopod. Yeah, crustaceans distantly real. Okay, so they're also crustaceans, yeah. And coconut crabs. That's lumped under crabs, yeah. Okay. Crustaceans are funky. Because guess what? They also don't have skeletons. They have an exoskeleton similar to bugs. Just like bugs as well. They can shed their hide, their exoskeleton, to make room to grow a new one. So if you'll ever see, sometimes you'll see lobsters or crabs shed, and they leave behind just like their skin, but it's very tough because it's a shell. It's an exoskeleton. So we're going to be going over, we're going to start with the sponge crab. The way that I think of them, like a lot of crabs in general, because I see a lot of people when they draw crabs, they kind of, or crabs and lobsters, stuff like that, or crabs specifically, is like they'll have the little disc and they'll have all the arms coming out of the sides like this. And I'm like, sure, fine, that's great, but if you kind of look at this one, this ref right here, all of the legs actually come from underneath. Right? Let me just get like a normal crab. Or normal crab, quote unquote. Let's just get like another picture of a crab. That's a little bit easier to see. Crab underside. I like how they showed me the horseshoe crab underside. Okay, let's look at the this crab is cooked, but it gets the okay, so this might be I think this is a cooked crab, but you kind of get what I'm saying, right? It's like it's this little plate that's underneath here and all the legs connect to it. Right? So the top shell, think of it as like a burger and it has legs coming out of the bottom bun. Like that's kind of, that's how I'm telling you to envision how to draw crabs. This is like covers most like oceanic crabs, right? So if you think of like a burger bun, so let me just draw like a burger really quick. Wow. All the legs come from underneath. Alright, so the legs come from the bottom bug snacks bunger. I only know that because of my partner. I need you to know that. Burger crabs. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs too. I think it's how many cloudy with a chance of meatballs were there? Bunger. There's like there has to be 3, right? How many cloudy with a chance of meatballs were there? Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. How many cloudy with a chance of meatballs are there? 2. There's only 2. I was like, I could have sworn there was 3. There's 2. Okay, yeah. There are 3? Yeah, I could have... 2 in a bad show. Oh, there's a show. What am I doing? Teach about crabs. There's 2? Okay. Okay, so again, envision the crab, right? You just have like the top portion of the crab, and then there's like a little plate underneath, and that's where all the legs come from. Right? So they actually all come from under here. And what's fun about crab legs, you can see them here, is that they are 3-segmented just like everybody's arms, right? It's just that you have to imagine that your arms, that you're constantly like tippy-toeing, I guess, if you look at these like legs. At the front though, you have to envision as if you're holding your arms out like this constantly. Envision it like that. Like that's just kind of their constant position is like this. So if you ever wanted to do a crab walk, you shouldn't walk like this. It's actually the other way around. It's flipped. They're kind of always moving like that. So you have the legs back here, which are like, they kind of curve around the body a little bit like this, and then they have like their little toes. So technically it's 4 segments, but the big part of the leg is like that, right? It's because they've got, oh gosh, how many legs is it? They've got 6 legs, and then there are 2 pincers in the front, right? So they've got 1, 2, 3 with the segment back here. Right, and you can kind of just draw them like hidden behind. And then they've got their 2 big meaty front claws, which are kind of just drawn like this. I mean, if he's walking up to you trying to show dominance, you ever seen that video of like the crab holding the knife? Like that's I guess when you'd walk like this when he's trying to fight you. Hello. You got any games on your phone pose? The human example pose feels like a yoga thing. And now we do the crab, the forwards crab. And now we move to an attack stance. Didn't I say I had a story about Tears of the Kingdom? I think I did. I don't remember. It's okay. Something about like... Oh yeah, because I didn't pre-order, so I had to go in day of. I totally mistook some guy for like a clerk at the store, because another guy showed up and just talked to one guy and was like, hey, you trying to buy? And he's like, yeah, but I didn't do a pre-order. And he was like, oh, okay, that's fine, you can just come with me. So then another guy came up to me and like pointed at me and like pointed at the other people, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I didn't pre-order either, do you want me to go over there? And he was like, no, I was asking if you were in line. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Sarcastic Fringe Head? I know that name. I don't remember what it's called, though. Or I don't remember what it looks like. Oh! Yeah, never mind. No, I know these guys. Yeah, he's a little, See, I wouldn't call him sarcastic. I think, like, I know that he's, like... I know that's what they called him, but, like, I think I wouldn't call him sarcastic. I feel like the emotion that he's exhibiting is, rage. The Rage Fringe Head, I think, is what it should have been called. But, you know, I'm not a scientist, I guess. Oh, yeah, and then their eyes kind of, like, are at the ends here. Like that. Crabby boys. So, like... Every crab differs, though. Like, this is kind of just the basic crab. This guy's pretty chunky. Like, he's pretty chunky, so, like, if he's... he kind of looks like... Hang on. He kind of looks like he's just waiting here. His mom left him at the grocery store. He's just waiting for her to come pick him up. He's just waiting. He's waiting with his little grocery bag. Oh, sorry, little guy. If I just do, you see? Oh, Mom, please come pick me up. What's in the bag? A lot of seaweed. Perhaps some other shrimp. It's bringing home noodles. First day at school. Looking. Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. I'm a little scared. But yeah, crabs. Let me just draw the underside of the crab real quick. Because it's like a plate. Obviously the legs are bigger than this, but this is just to show you the number of them. 2 claws and 6 legs. Lobster coming back from the grocery store. Joe, I hate that. That's hilarious. It's 8 legs? Well, it's 8 in total. It's 8 in total because they're like sea arachnids, but I'm calling it like 6 legs, like it's 6 of these little back boys, and then the 2 big claws in the front. It's not 10 total. it's 8 total though, you're right. You fell off your chair? Oh no. Crabs are not known for their parenting skills or family unity, you know? I guess, you know, you're right. I suppose not. Lobsters are pretty funky. We're gonna go to lobsters too. We're talking about crabs, we can go to lobsters. Anybody have a specific type of lobster? Blue crawfish. Everybody wants the blue lobster. I will look up the blue lobster. Crawdaddy. People want crawdaddies and blue lobsters. A lobster is just lobster. There's different types of lobster. It's kind of like how there's different types of crab, you know? I don't know if anybody has specific ones. Blue lobster. There's a vodka soda called Blue Lobster. I'm not using the actual blue lobster. I'm just gonna look up a picture of a blue lobster. Oh, this is a good one. Why do? Who doesn't know how to crop? Why did you take this picture like this? What? Nice cropping, loser. Hey, hang on. Crawfish. Yeah, crawfish, lobsters, all kind of in there. I will look up blue lobsters. Shiny lobster. Yo! It's a shiny Pokemon. Oh, this is a good image of it being shiny. It's just a box of other normal ones, then just one blue one. Lobster. Underside. Underneath. Yeah, there we go. Look underneath the lobster. Bro is just holding this lobster. Here we go. This lobster's alive. This one isn't cooked. I used a cooked crab to show the underneath of it. Of a crab. But here we go. We can have a live lobster this time. We found the shiny. Alright. So, lobsters are funky. I'm looking at it right now. So they've got... Wait, what? Why does bro have 7 legs? What's going on here? Why is this one... Why does he have 3 on one side and 4 on the other? Is he missing a leg? No! One of them's gone! Hang on. Let me get a different picture. He may be alive, but he's suffering. Let me get another one. There's just a gold lobster here. Like, somebody just, like it's a metal lobster. Oh, there we go. Here's a... What? Why is finding an image of the underside of a lobster so much harder than finding one, the one that's like, okay. I'll use this one, sure. No legs. Nah, he's got legs. It's just, it's so strange to... I'm just gonna, like, I only want the legs. I'm gonna cut off this image. I'm just gonna crop it like this. Oops. No, let's... No. There we go. Okay. Yeah, they have 10. So I was trying to find a good image where I can see all 10, right? So they have 8 legs back here, and then 2 of their front claw thingies, by comparison to crabs who have 6 of these, and then 2 extras. So they have 10 legs total, but 2 of them are these dedicated big little grippers up here. It looks like, though, Really? Like, I'm looking at the legs here. Okay, we're learning together. I don't actually, honestly, I'm gonna be frank, I've never thought to analyze the anatomy of a lobster. Like, it's just, so we're gonna be learning this together. So it looks like it's got 3 of these normal legs. Mouth legs? Do you mean claws? Or do they have mouths in their claws? Or, I don't know, it's just, hang on. So what it looks like, while I'm looking at these pictures of lobsters, lots of lobsters actually, there's a lot of lobsters here. Let me just look up lobster. Lobster is gonna stop sounding like a word. No, I don't want the food. Lobster. Alive. Please. Yeah, here we go. Well, this guy's been captured, but it's okay. So what it looks like, right, is that they've got 2 sets of pincers. This cropping job also sucks. So what it looks like to me is that the lobster, first of all, a lobster is the shape of like a seed, like a bullet. Bro, just kind of like is this shape and called it a day, right? You got 2 little eyes on top and 2 big things like this, right? Crustacean. But what I'm noticing, right, this is gonna be the underneath, so we don't really see the eyes. So we just see that. But it looks like he's got 2 big claws. Again, though, in that, like, 3-segment kind of deal. So he's got that kind of, the opening, the 1, 2, and like the 3. Depending on the type of lobster, they've got one that's like meant for more grippery kind of things, and one that's meant to like slash. I think it just depends on the lobster. Hi, Frey. Welcome in. And then it looks like he's got, yeah, it looks like he's got a second set of pinchers. You see here? He's got 2 sets of claws. So really, he's also got 6 legs, but he's got 4 arms. Pretty nutty, if you ask me. So he's got 2 smaller pinchy boys down here. I apologize if this isn't actually very educational. I'm sorry that I don't have, like, the anatomy of a lobster memorized. We're learning together, and I'm just, like, I'm taking you through my thought process. Hopefully, at least it's a little bit interesting. And then we have, like, the, like, normal 3-segmented legs here. With, like, the little toe bit. Six legs, 4 arms. Ultimate fighter. True. And then 4 pincers. Did you know the lobster is more aerodynamic than a Jeep Wrangler? Yes. Imagine if it was human-sized. How strong would it be? They have the second pair for guiding food to the mouth. Very convenient. That makes sense. No, you didn't know that? Well, now you do. Now you do. Jeep wrangled. So, the lobster, because crustaceans are kind of like oceanic bugs, right? Best way I can describe it. They're just oceanic bugs, right? Lobsters also have like multiple segments to their bodies that can be broken up the same way that bugs can be, right? So they've got this sort of head section, which I can only describe as a long cone. Right, so they've got this one section. And then, like, the body, like, the head and the body kind of splits here, and then it flattens out at the tail, which is, like, multiple armored plates. Like that. But all of the legs attached to this kind of middle section down here. Similar to the crab, instead of you drawing them straight from the side, they actually come kind of from underneath, right? You could look at it over here when you look at the underside of a lobster, right? So all of the legs actually come from under here, right? Which is quite difficult to do the way that I have drawn it right now. So let me adjust this a little bit. And he's also got this kind of like lobster thingies here. So he's got the section for the big boys. And then the second set of pincers here. 1, 2, 3. So just know that each side has to have 5 of the little openings for the legs. Yeah, they all kind of come from the underside here. Yeah. And this goes the same for shrimp. Shrimp are built the same as lobsters. I mean, shrimp tails are not quite as, like, armored. I mean, I've eaten a shrimp, and they kind of just do that fun jazz, right? But it's the similar kind of idea, except they're just smaller. You know what I mean? Posture check for everybody. Don't have shrimp posture. But yeah. Lobsters are more aerodynamic than a Jeep Wrangler. That's what we've learned today. Cute and tasty lobster. Lobster is so good, dude. I love lobster. Lobster's so delicious. What can I say about isopods? I know that, like, I know that some of y'all wanted an isopod to go along with this, too. Isopods. An isopod? Imagine if the shrimp tail was on its own. Like, that's pretty much what an isopod is. It's just the lobster tail. Let's just merge these. Arctic isopods are creepy. I've never seen an Arctic isopod. Oh. Yo, that's pretty nutty, actually. I kind of love this. Thank you. I'm keeping this. I'm keeping this shape language. This is awesome, actually. Hang on. I'm not showing it on stream because it is actually pretty freaky, but I want this shape. I design monsters sometimes for friends. I'm keeping this shape language. I'll just keep that in the back of my brain. We're gonna be doing the giant isopod though. I like that one of the top results is the giant isopod in Animal Crossing. You know, those buggers are really hard to catch. I remember. Eh? Sea bunnies. I have no clue how to teach a sea bunny. I'm gonna put that straight out there. I mean, I can draw a really quick one later, but let me just very quickly do the isopod and I can draw one really quick. I have zero idea how to teach a sea bunny. Do you know why? A sea bunny is literally just like a 3D oval and like 2 ears. Like, that's all it is. no clue how to teach that. Like, it's so easy. Giant isopod. Underneath. Underside. Giant isopods got lots of legs. Apologies to those who don't like bugs. That's a horseshoe crab? That is not a horseshoe crab. This is a giant isopod. Horseshoe crabs look like horseshoes. They look like this. I can do them from memory. They're not hard. On the top, they look like this. Underneath, they look like this. But all their legs are concealed, so you can't actually see them from the top. I've touched a horseshoe crab. They feel like rocks. No else to describe it. You know, this is not a horseshoe crab. This is a giant isopod. What I just drew is a horseshoe crab. Yeah, I know sea bunnies are slugs. No, don't worry, I know exactly what a sea bunny is. It's a type of sea slug. I have no clue how to teach a sea slug. That's just what I'm putting out there. Like sea goblins. They're like sea bugs. Sea bugs. But yeah, they're just plated, right? Imagine if the lobster tail was just the entire body, right? So you kind of got like 2 antennae up here. Think of them as like mustaches. And then just a row of plates. It's easier. I find it's easier. Like, determine the entire form. Like, the entire, like, shape of the body. I just kind of started moving on my own. But determine the entire shape of the body. And then determine that, like, 3D form that you're going for. And then draw the plates so they curve around that form. And then it's got little... It's like one piece and then 2 sides for the tail. Not shaped like that because that's not a correct perspective. Okay. And then it's got a lot of little legs. How about I count here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 22 legs. I assume it's give or take, but around that, I suppose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna put one more up here, 11. And that's on the one side, and then there's ones on the other side too. Most of these legs will be hidden until it like surfaces, or I guess it's picked up though. Because its big armored plating is what protects it. But just know that its eyes are just right underneath here. Stingrays feel so weird. I like stingrays. Personally, I like how stingrays feel. It looks like this. Isopod. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I don't know how to draw teach a sea bunny. Like, I know a bunch of you wanted a sea bunny. Do you just want to see him? Like, this is what a sea bunny looks like. I don't know how to teach this. Like, it's like a long sphere with, like, bunny-like ears. That's why it's called a sea bunny. It's just... It's very cute. I can't teach it because I don't know how. There is no way to. Like, I'm so sorry if you struggle to draw the sea bunny because it's just, I can't figure out a way to struggle with, like, drawing this. You know? He's got, like, little things in the back, too. Like this. Nudibranchs are so hard to teach because there's nothing to teach, you know? They're slugs. Slugs are one shape. You know what I mean? But yeah. Nudibranchs are all your sea slugs, deep sea slugs, stuff like that. That was hard. Yeah, I'm so sorry. No spamming, please. Squirrel, squishy loaf of bread, add ears. You got it. It's just... and add ears. Yeah, my favorite sea creature. Anyway. Okay, what are we teaching next? Anomalcaris? Oh my god, I'm trying to... This is just like an isopod with with less steps. Another thing I don't know how to teach. It's just... yeah. Echidnoterms, hammerheads, lionfish, sharks, axolotls. See, the thing with axolotls, axolotl fall into reptile, like they fall with reptile anatomy. Manatees, seahorse, blue dragon. The blue dragons are new to Bronx. Can't do that one. Got leopard seals. There's a few people saying sharks. Sharks are another, like, one that I can actually teach. Rays. Big diamonds. Sharks and seahorses are the two that I'm seeing the most of. Varying seahorses. Okay, we're gonna do a poll. Because I don't know what to do next. I could try both of those, though. Okay, sharks. Which... Alright, we're doing a poll. Vote on which. Oh my god, it's almost 50-50. One of shark and two of seahorse? No, there's an actual, like, poll going on. It looks like it's mostly sharks. Like, it is very close to both, but it looks like sharks are taking it right now. I will be doing both, it's just whichever one I do first. Yeah, it looks like sharks are taking it. Okay, I don't want to go for forever, so... I clicked to end the poll. Can I end the poll, please? Thank you! Alright. Yeah, it's super close. We are gonna go with sharks first. We'll talk about seahorses afterwards. In that case, though, what shark? What are we using as our reference to start? See, lots of people are saying a frilled shark. Frilled sharks are like the least shark of all sharks. I'm not doing a megalodon. Lemon sharks, threshers. I love a good thresher. Saw sharks are fun. A couple of lemon sharks. A lot of people actually saying lemon sharks. I've seen like 3, 4. Goblin's good. Hammerhead. Lemons. Goblins. Seen a couple goblin. Tiger. Saw. White tip. I'm actually seeing a lot of lemon sharks. We'll do a lemon shark first. Look at this guy. I think all sharks look so dumb. Like, I love them, but I think they all look very dumb. In, like, a very good way. You know what I mean? Lemon. White tip is a cool shark, too. I think my favorite shark... I love thresher sharks. It's why... Excuse me. That's why I put it in there. For, like, the polls. My personal favorite is the salmon shark. Because it's just a chibi great white. Dumb in an affectionate way, you know. me just get a couple pictures of the lemon shark. That's a video game. The Octonauts saved a lemon shark? Octonauts is one of those kids shows I actually really like. I don't watch it regularly, but like when it comes on, I'm like, oh, it's the Octonauts. I'm like, I'm happy to see this online. This is a good one. There we go. Okay. Yeah, sharks don't got much going on up in their brains. All they know is eat. Eat and swim. Okay. Sharks have a skeleton, so we can analyze that. Hang on. Okay, I know you're just gonna show me the jaw, but can I just see a shark skeleton, please? Thank you. I would like to see the entire skeleton. An illustration works just fine. Ugh. Okay. Don't worry, I'm not naming any bones, because I don't know what if they're called anything different on a shark. What's fun about sharks and dolphins and that kind of thing is that their skeletons are made up of a lot of cartilage. So you can see a lot of bones within the fins, a lot of little ones, but like stuff like the tip of the nose and stuff like that is all cartilage. But if you notice, look at how there's like just a rib cage here, and this is like all spine. It's like all spine, and it actually continues into the back fin back here, right? So that's its little tailbone. There's no pelvis. Right, there's no pelvic bone. I guess technically this is your pelvic bone down here, but it's not like it's the same kind of like pelvis that you'd see on like a person, right? Like it doesn't. They don't got one of those with like legs, right? Because I don't got legs, right? But really, it's the same thing with fish, and then like a lot of reptiles, or some reptiles, I guess, like snakes. They're just one long spinal cord, right? That's how you think of it. But this spinal cord is positioned in a specific way. For sharks specifically, you can always tell which direction the spine is supposed to bend in based on the direction of the tail, right? So for sharks specifically, their tails are pointed upwards, so their tails are designed to move back and forth like this. Dolphins, nobody has asked me about the dolphins, but I'm gonna say it. Dolphins' tails are flat like this, so they're designed to move up and down, like that. Alright? So depending on the direction of the tail, that is their intended way of swimming. If they have to end up adequating and making their tails bend in a different direction, it hurts them very, very badly. So it's why fin injuries are very, very crucial, because if it messes up the direction that it has to move, then their spine will be bending the wrong way, which causes spinal injury. But yeah, notice all this empty space. It's all organs and fat. Really, the organs are all just kind of like within the rib cage is where most of the vital organs are, so its heart, its lungs are all kind of in here, brains in here, obviously, and there's like some intestines in here, whatever, but it is mostly just blubber and fat. They are very squishy. But I've been told that they feel like sandpaper. I wouldn't know. I've never touched a shark. Nope, that's not true. I've touched like little, like small sharks. I've never touched like a huge shark. Its lungs? A lot of our vital organs are within there. If I had to guess, its lungs are also somewhere in there too. If I had to guess. I'm not certain. But our lungs are also within our ribcage. It's really interesting because our ribcage is positioned, this is human anatomy, but our ribcage is built in a way where it can like falsely expand and decompress because of like the muscle that is within them, because like our rib cage is connected with a lot of cartilage, so the cartilage is flexible and allows our rib cage to move when we breathe in. So you know, when you breathe in, you can feel your chest like moving upwards. That is our rib cage expanding and like decompressing. Very fascinating. Sharks do have lungs. Most things have lungs. It's just the gills are what help filter into the lungs. Wait, am I stupid? Do they not have lungs? Oh! No, I'm stupid. I'm so sorry. No, they don't have lungs. My apologies. For some... Okay. So it's just... Oh, okay. That's fascinating. Okay, I'm not a biologist. Don't... I'm not a biologist, y'all. You can tell. Okay. I see. Who travels the esophagus? No, I want to read about this now. I'll read about it later. Do have to breathe oxygen to survive. Instead of breathing air, those sharks get oxygen from the water that surrounds them. The concentration of oxygen in water is much lower than the air. It looks like sharks have developed ways to harvest as much oxygen as they can. Interesting. Okay. I know that there are some specific species where if they stop moving, like a fish, if they stop moving, then they just die. I know that's the thing with tuna. Like, tuna just have to constantly keep swimming, or else they just die. Because they have to keep having the water passed by their gills to, like, so that they can extract oxygen. But it's also because tuna are just so large and they move so quick. It's your art, you can decide if that shark has lungs. It's okay. I know what the bones do. That's enough. But yeah, a lot of teeny tiny bones in the fins. I don't remember if this is cartilage or bones. I think it's mostly just cartilage because people have shark fin soup, which you shouldn't have, by the way. That's very bad because it's very poorly harvested. But from that though, you can see that the spine is mostly up here. What makes up the fat, but down here is like a lot of fat and then other like organs or whatever, right? Oh my gosh. If you notice the shark shape though, very torpedo-like, right? A flat nose by comparison to a dolphin, right? A lot of dolphins have this kind of shape going on. With sharks, it is very much like this. It's a point, right? So if I was to just draw a shark, I'm gonna just merge layers. Fins are purely cartilage. Okay, then yeah, I guess these are just like cartilage bits in here then. Dolphins are pure evil. Oh yeah, no, dolphins are very mean. They can be very, very terrifying. But yeah, the biggest way you can draw a shark and have it be super recognizable is if you have the top of the face flat and then curve downwards like this, alright? Obviously you can have a slight higher curve up here. And you have the fin attached. Here, this is how you remember the order of the fins. One big down bottom, one big up top. One small down bottom, one small up top, one tiny up top, one tiny down bottom, and then tail. It goes like in a zigzag pattern. It's the letter M. That's how you remember where to place the fins. Do I know what all these fins do? No. I know it helps with steering. That's about all I know. Did you find the comic from last stream? Yeah, it turned out it was, like, the one with the name that I can't say. It's just, I completely misremembered the art style. They fin. They fin! True. You should also always remember the top section, the upper part of the fin, is a little bit bigger than the bottom one. So this upper part of the fin is a little bit bigger, oops, than the other one. Gosh, my voice is starting to hurt. Give me a second. And my headphones actually like the ones in the avatar? Yeah. They are indeed. Here, hang on. You want to see? Give me a second. I need to find my glasses because I look, like, not great right now. Did I leave them in the... Hang on, give me a second. Yeah, no, my headphones are... Yeah, they're real. It's these. That's what my headphones are. Yeah, they're real. They have the actual cow ears on them. Thank you. Yeah, no, they're really cute. You're so pretty. Thank you. Live action Jess. Non-avatar Jessie. Yeah. Yeah, no, they're really cute. The headphones are the Logitech G733s. These are just cow ear attachments. I just got off of Etsy. But my hair, thank you. I did it this way because my hair is really oily right now. Face reveal? No, it's not hard to find me online. Yeah, no, you just have to, like, scroll on Wing Canvas's live streams a little bit and you'll find me. Or just go to, like, my social media or go to, like, anywhere else. You'll find me. It's not hard. The shark mouth? Jaws in general, anything that kind of has a mouth is not that difficult to explain. Like, I mean, like, sharks' mouths all kind of curve upwards like this. It's another thing. Their eyes are very close to the nose. They're kind of dumb looking. I won't lie. Sharks are pretty dumb looking. You just gotta remember, though, again, that the whole body you can think of as like a big curve. And the fins attach at these specific, like, kind of flat points on the body. Just don't forget your curves. They are dumb looking, but they will mess you up. The thing is that sharks really won't. They'll mess you up if you're hostile, but, like, they're curious, so they bite with their mouths just to figure out what you are. Jaws in general, though, like, it's like... You don't really need to know this whole skeleton. Jaws in general, you can think of it as like a pair of, like, semi-thingies, like this. Like bent rectangular prisms. A pair of these. There's a point where the jaw connects back here. So when it opens, when you open your mouth, this point back here, it opens up downwards to adequate. It's like a hinge. There's a hinge joint back here, so it opens up like that. Same thing with sharks. Like toddlers, they bite something to see if it's food. Pretty much, yeah. They bite it to see if it's food. They actually don't really like the taste of people, which is why, like, when people die from a shark attack, there's only, like, one bite, usually. It's not like they've been bitten a bajillion times. They've been bitten, like, maybe once, just to figure out what's going on with them. Oops. Yeah, sharks. I should also say the tail. A lot of fish are built this way. You can tell that dolphins are mammals because of that their spine curves like this. Fish spines are built so that their tails can wag back and forth. Dolphins have a mammal spine, a mammalian spine, so dolphins' tails go up and down. Because our spine is bent. Our spine is built to do that. Wait, you? Seal? Bites, not seal. Sad face. How long have I been drawing? I was born with a pencil in hand. I came out of the womb and immediately begged for a piece of paper. I apologize. Apparently I'm really rusty at this. My voice is starting to hurt, so I'm just gonna give myself a second to to like recuperate. In swimming, there's a dolphin kick where you put your legs together and propel forward. All vibes. Fun fact about me, I don't know how to swim, so I wouldn't know that. She drew her own map out of the womb, I'm pretty sure. Some blank canvas lore for y'all. The real answer is I've been drawing my whole life. Like, not obviously not specifically since I like came out of the womb, but I've been drawing like my whole life. What's the time where I am? There's 45 minutes left of stream. So, 5:15. Apologies, I need to like recoup for a second. My voice kind of hurts. So I'm just gonna like... I mean, I'll still be here, but... How many years has it taken me to be good? Every single year that I have been drawing is how long it has taken me to become good. Hydration check. I have been non-stop drinking from my 2-liter water bottle that's over here. Same here, I better walk into swimming. I'm not good at walking. Me neither. I'm better at swimming. I've never been a swimmer. Here's another fun fact about me. I have an intense fear of going underwater. So my partner has straight thalassophobia. I don't, but I have like a weird irrational fear of like putting my face specifically underwater. So I just don't. I don't swim. Yep, 5:16. Don't share your location, but you can share what time it is. How are you doing, chat? How's your day been? Anybody been playing Tears of the Kingdom? Show a sketchbook 2-year-old me. Guess this is what I'm doing now. Yeah. See, I actually started by sculpting. I was more of a sculptor as a kid. 5:17, 4:17, 3, 2. Yes, same, right? How's your little avatar mouth move to talking? There's a really fun little free program called VitoTube Mini. It's free. You can get it for free. And you need 4 images. One with you talking, one with you not talking, and then a blinked, like a version where you're blinking, and there's like an animation that plays of you blinking. Morning or evening? It's hidden to the evening. It's late afternoon. A lot of Hatsune Miku. I think I drew Hatsune Miku like twice when I was a kid. That's cool. Yeah, no problem. If anybody wants a free little avatar of themselves, there you go. Ate lots of ice cream today? Nice. What app do I use to try? Exclamation point device Jessie. Recently learned about tempo when it comes to drawing. It's really cool. Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? Harmony and tempo, that kind of thing is really, really fun. Principles of design are really, really cool. Oh, it doesn't say my program with that one? Yeah, okay. I use Photoshop CC then, yeah. Got home an hour and a half or more after my clock out time, trying to have this to get home before stream ends. I'm still in my work clothes watching the stream. That's okay. Do your best, man. Okay, let's keep going. I know that, I saw some people... Okay, I guess that's kind of it for sharks, though. Like, I don't really have anything else to say about sharks when it comes to this. Because a lot of, like, fish anatomy... Like, fish that have bones is this. Like, that's basically what the skeleton looks like. It's one long spine that specifically is built to bend back and forth like this, right? So it's different from a mammal spine because of the way that it's, like, supposed to bend. Wings of Fire is my favorite, but I didn't like Warriors. Too many books. You'd think that I would... Based on how I draw Tabaxi, you'd think that I was... Like, I find that I'm very proficient with drawing, like D&D Tabaxi, but, like, I have never read, Warrior Cats. I did read Wings of Fire. That one I did read. Okay. I'm gonna make this a bit bigger, just to fill up this space a little bit more. Then we're gonna keep going. I did say the next thing we could do is seahorses, because that was the other vote. So let me grab a seahorse. Anybody have a specific seahorse they want me to do? Yeah, we're doing seahorses now. Anybody have any specific seahorses they want me to do? Coral, leafy seahorse. The leafy sea dragon is that one, but it is technically part of seahorse. Coral seahorse, coral, peacock shrimp, leafy sea dragon. Do leafy sea dragons count as seahorses? I think so. I'm not certain. Hang on. Yeah, they're closely related to seahorses and pipefish, but they are technically not seahorses, but that's okay. Yeah, because their tails are a bit different. They're not, prehensile. I can talk about both. Thorny. See, a lot of you guys are saying leafy. I can do a leafy sea dragon afterwards. A lot of you said peacock in the beginning. Dwarf seahorse. Okay, I'll do a dwarf one. Dwarf seahorse. I can do a leafy sea dragon afterwards and just tell you the difference. So dwarf seahorse. I've seen these guys in real life. Not in the wild, but... Now, seahorses are kind of tough to teach. Just because there is no skeleton, they have an exoskeleton. So... they're a little bit different. Just grab an image here. And just grab a couple of images. You don't know seahorses? Do you not know what a seahorse is? Well, here you go. Now you know what a seahorse is. Okay. Or crustaceans? No, no. Seahorses are like their own thing. There's a lot of things that have exoskeletons. Seahorses are bite-sized the best of times. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, seahorses are really shy. Even in an aquarium, they hide from you. Yeah. So, seahorses. It's both difficult and easy to teach a seahorse because there's no bones, of course, so it's not like I can teach you the anatomy of any type, but what's easy about it is that head very similar to how an actual horse's head shape would be, right? That's why it's called a seahorse, right? So again, kind of have that sphere for the head. The main difference between a horse and a seahorse is that an actual horse's head, you would kind of have very flat up here. I'd have a second sphere down here. And you would have like nostrils. So this is like an actual horse. Horses are another thing I'm actually quite good at drawing. So this is like another... This is like what an actual horse is. See, I can't use the same thing with like warrior cats. It's like, I never word warrior cats, but I'm really good at drawing cats. No, I watched a lot of My Little Pony. So like actual horse. is like that, right? But a seahorse, by comparison, you start with that same thing, but instead you dip under, and it just gets smaller. So it's just kind of like a tube. You know, like Pengu? Noot noot! Right? It's like you kind of... Imagine him mid-noot, and it's that shape. Yeah, exactly. So it's like you kind of got that cylinder mid-noot attached to that sphere, and then you've got the eyes kind of close to the front there. And then seahorses, it differs, right? Right, what the actual head looks like. Sometimes they have that little bump there, right? They might have a little thing there, sometimes they don't, right? It just depends. But you gotta remember that seahorses have shrimp posture, so their necks do kind of bend forwards. So, noot noot mouth. Shrimp posture with their neck as they go down into, like, they kind of always look like they're pregnant, even if they're not. And it's the men that carry the eggs, not the women. You move back, and then you get to the tail. Keep in mind that the entire back is very much like this. The tail is prehensile, so this tail can grab onto things. It's grabby. And you got one little fin back here. It's just like me for real. Yeah, same, right? You've got you can have a couple little fins up here too. But this tail is prehensile, so if it wants to grab something, it can. You can see it over here, how they're wrapped around like seaweed. Right, so if a seahorse really wants to grab something, it can. Its tail can wrap around it just fine. Which is what a prehensile tail is. It's a prehensile tail. That's the main thing with seahorses. Same with clownfish, sort of. Do clownfish have prehensile tails? I don't think so. I don't think any fish have a prehensile tail. What do they eat? Good question. What do seahorses eat? Seahorses mainly eat small crustaceans like amphipods and other invertebrates. Adult seahorses eat 30 to 50 times a day if available. They do not have a stomach or teeth. Instead, they suck their prey in through a tubular snout or a fused jaw and pass it through an inefficient digestive system. Well, that's rude. Calling them inefficient. Or I mean pregnant males. Oh, okay, yeah, I get you. Do seahorses swim with their tails curled up, or do they actually use them? I think they just... Well, because the way that when I've seen a seahorse swim, they kind of have, like, their tails... Because they can just kind of float with their tails curled up like that. But when I see them swim, they kind of... do, like... They kind of do, like, this magic. From what I've seen. But they're very, very slow. Like seahorses are not fast. Like, you can see how tiny their fins are. They're not fast. They're very, very slow. They use them, do they? I wouldn't know. I'll take your word for it. They curl up, then extend. That would make sense. Seahorse swimming. I assume it's like... Can I have a gif of it? I assume it's like to help them steer. Yeah, because I'm looking at this and they're just kind of floating there. Sometimes just curled up. Yeah, because he's not really moving his tail much. He's just kind of... Oh, that's baby seahorses. Yeah. Like to extend. Oh, yeah, I guess so. They kind of propel them forward. Worm on a string. I think it's for up down. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, fascinating. I don't know. But yeah, all I know is that seahorses are very, very slow. Like, they're not fast swimmers at all. Leafy sea dragons, on the other hand. Right, we'll go over that one too, because I know y'all wanted this one. No, let me copy this image. Copy image. Paste. No. Why? For what purpose? Don't be angry with me right now. Copy image. Paste. There we go. Goodness. Leafy sea dragons, on the other hand, if you've ever seen a leafy sea dragon swim, bro does not use the, like, tail at all. It's not prehensile by comparison to an actual seahorse, right? Their snoots are a little bit longer as well. Just like seahorses, though, they got an exoskeleton, so no skeleton review I can do. But they do kind of got that, like, dragon back and forth kind of thing. Right. But their tails are kind of in a fixed position. They don't really wrap them around anything. They just kind of flow around. I'll never forgive Ripley's Aquarium for getting rid of their leafy sea dragon exhibit. I suppose it's just because the people didn't really follow instructions and always use the flash when taking the photos of them. Because people can't read, apparently. Yeah, they've got a lot of, like, fake branches and stuff coming off their body to mimic the look of kelp. I had a leafy sea dragon character, so I have, like, memorized how to draw these things. This thing is sick. They're gorgeous, right? They're beautiful. There's a specific aquarium in Quebec that has a sea dragon exhibit, and I stood there for like 13 minutes just watching them. Now I would tell you, like, oh, remember that they're like, this is like a cylinder. It's not. It's actually quite a flat creature. Like, if you look at the sea dragon from the front, the body is actually like that. They're actually quite flat. So think of it as like a pancake. A weird pancake. But yeah, not prehensile. That's the main thing that I think that differs, like, seahorses and sea dragons. Because there are different types of sea dragons. There's leafy, there's weedy, and there's ruby that I know of. And none of them have prehensile tails. Like, they're all, like, just kind of wonky. And just kind of stationary. And they're very, very slow. But just like fish, right? Their bodies are kind of meant to curve in this way. Back and forth, right? Not really up or down. Their spines are meant to go back and forth. Spines, quote unquote. Because they have exoskeletons. Right? By comparison to, like, sharks and other fish. They do not have skeletons, they have exoskeletons. The ruby one looks so stiff. Ruby sea dragons are very strange. Hang on, I want to see if there's actually new images, because when I looked up the ruby sea dragon, There was not very many images of it. Okay, yeah, no, they haven't really gotten anything new. Interesting. Oh, it's caught on video for the first time. I'll have to watch that later. Goodness. Sea wings should be based on actual sea creatures? Oh, like... what do you call it? Like the ones from Wings of Fire? Yeah. I mean, I guess they kind of just did their own thing with that one. Please do a seal. Seals are mammals. Seals are mammals, so... like, it's not really a sea creature. I guess technically it is. But it's like... how would I teach a seal? Because it's like... no, not the singer. Seal skeleton. Because this one for sure has a skeleton. Yeah. If you've never seen the skeleton of like a seal or sea lion, it is basically just a dog skeleton. Like, it is a dog skeleton. It's just in a very strange position. Here, let me show you. A seal skeleton. And we've talked about dogs before, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really wanna... I'm not really in the mood to do a redo of dog anatomy. Any mammal anatomy, because that's gonna take a very long time. But if you notice, right? This is what a seal's tail looks like if you're looking at the skeleton. Right? Yeah, which is why they bark. Yeah, a seal skeleton is very much like... the tail is just their feet going back into the tail, right? All it is, really, you have the shoulder blades up here that are connected to the hands, quote-unquote, the front flippers. And then you have the pelvis back here, which connects to the back legs, which makes it look like their tail, right? Their tails are just their back feet, right? It is mammal anatomy. It's very heavy mammal anatomy, which we've talked about before. Yeah, whales are aquatic mammals, same with whales, same with dolphins, right? Dolphins are aquatic mammals as well, right? So it's like, they all have this similar kind of structure. We talked about this when we did the mammal stream, if you want to go back and look at that, right? You got the rib cage, you got the normal pelvic structure, and then 4 limbs, right? That's kind of how you think of a mammal, right? It is the same structure of a person. If you had to think of it as if a person was doing this pose, right? It's like as if we did this with our hands and then also stood up on our legs like this, which is, yeah, is that an awkward pose? Yeah, but that's what it is, right? That's pretty much what it looks like. Let me do that again, actually. So it's, and then we have our pelvis back here. It's as if we were standing up on our legs like this, right? And our arms were front facing, like this. That is what this pose is, right? Which is, looks painful. Yeah, no, it is. It definitely is for a person, but this is a seal. So their back legs are adequating for this size. So if you see all of, like, because seals, that's what the structure is inside of them. Seals are so hard to teach because all it is this. Because all of that structure gets covered up with blubber. It's all fat. So you don't see any of this. You kind of just see this. So it's a big cylinder. It's a big, like, blob with front flippers, right? I guess if you thin them down, there's also, like, can have like the head structure up here. That kind of goes into the blob. Like that. Manatees are the exact same thing. Same deal as sea buns. Yeah, this is why like aquatic animals are super hard to teach, because it's just kind of like either they have no skeleton or they have like an exoskeleton, or the skeleton is like very mammalian, and we can go into that. But I mean, fish also kind of have like a very similar skeleton as well. Like strictly fish. I can keep these up here. Let's just draw that again. Anglerfish? I can take a look at an anglerfish skeleton. It's gonna be the same as like other fish, but we can take a look at it. Depending on how long we take with the anglerfish and fish in general, that might be our last one. Angularfish. Well, I mean, you're close enough, sad clown. They might be a nightmare to draw, but seals are adorable. What nightmare? There's no... I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Seals are so easy to draw. It is like just a big round flap. A flubber. And then just like 2 fins. Like, the thing is that even if you know the, like, bones underneath, again, you're not gonna see them. Especially with the way that seals are. Like, this entire section is filled in with blubber. So this entire thing here is, like, that's its tail, and these are its front fins. It's completely filled out. Somehow I managed to make them too much blob at times. Impossible. Unless you're just drawing a straight circle. I mean, you can also have like an active seal like this, which is like a little bit more sleek. But even then, mostly blob. Mostly blob, partially stars. You're cool if you get that reference. Epic. Alright, and then, again, let's just do, like, the skeleton illustration again, like, what it looks like. I'm not cool, it's okay. Alright, I'm cool now, awesome. Found out about this frog that screams when it feels threatened. I can really relate to those little guys. I think a lot of frogs scream when they're threatened. How do you draw sea snake, or are they mammals? They're not mammals. Sea snakes are even more spine than normal, like, fish, because it is just a head and a spine. Like, that's all snakes. Alright, it's a head and a spine. Think of it as just a long noodle. How can you be so sure the skeletons actually exist? You've never seen one. We've seen so many skeletons. What do you mean? I had to go see a cadaver for school, so I have actually seen a real human skeleton. Okay. And then y'all wanted an anglerfish? Anglerfish might be the last one. No, anglerfish have a fascinating skeleton. We have not done dolphins, no. Anglerfish are interesting because you do have bones in between the what do you call it? Like this is their back fin, right? So you've got bones back here going all the way through their back dorsal fin. Their dorsal spans their entire back by comparison to some fish which only have it span some of it. They've got a big one down here, another big one down here. Oops. Looks like there's a little bone that travels through their little thingy there. But like most fish, right? Most fish said the same thing with sharks as well, right? It's one big spine, right? You can see based on the direction of the tail fin, right? The spine is meant to go back and forth. So if you look at the like spine here, right? Fishbone. It's meant to go back and forth to swim. I think what's fun about this jaw is the way that it's like hinged up here. Like that. So it is meant to extend very, very far back. You can see another piece of it back there. Alright, so that jaw is meant to extend really, really far back. I want to take a look at an actual angler. I'm like, I needed to double check how these things work. So it looks like these are just the fins up here, and this is helping with the swallowing of something. Swallowing of food. Small fish bones are so annoying when you eat fish, true. Yeah, we talked about dolphin heads very briefly. We're talking about the difference between a dolphin and a shark. The spine looks so brittle. This isn't the spine. This is just the thing that attaches the bones of the dorsal fin. This is the spine. That's the full spine. So unlike other fish, which is interesting, or not other fish, I suppose. Unlike the shark, whose spine was all the way at the top up here, this fish has its spine down the center of the body, like other fish, I suppose. So you know how you see like skeletons of like fish, like cartoon fish skeletons, when they're kind of like this, and then it's like, you know, but like that, technically not incorrect, right? The skeleton of a fish, if you get a little bit more tedious with it, is kind of like that. So it goes kind of to the center of the body. Like you can see it here, and then there's a thing that has like its dorsal fin attached up there, and then there's like some form of connection for the fins over here, and then more bones for the bottom fins down here as well. How do I explain an anglerfish? Like, there's really not much else to talk about, I suppose. I think the big thing, if I'm looking at an actual anglerfish, I guess it's a football fish. There's no good pictures of anglerfish. I swear. Like, it's either 3D rendered, or it's, like, out of water, or it's just ugly. Like... Like, I'm sorry, I know a lot of people think anglerfish are really cool. Of all the bioluminescent fish I know, I think anglerfish are one of the least interesting ones. Like, that's just my own opinion. If you really like anglerfish, totally fine. But I think for me, I think anglers are, like, just okay. What fish have I done so far? We've kind of just been going over everything that lives in the ocean. This is like the first fish we've done. We went over cephalopods, we went over crabs, lobsters, isopods, we did sharks for a bit, seahorses, sea dragon, and now we're on to anglers. Angler's probably going to be the last one. So, I think the big thing is that anglers have a really big, like, jaw that opens up like this, kind of like a backwards letter L, or depending on which way it's facing, it's just kind of the letter L. They got a wicked, wicked underbite. The teeth on the bottom are bigger than the teeth on the top. Alright, and they've got a big, like, kind of pouch belly. Not exactly good looking. Yeah, well, I mean, they're not beautiful, but I don't think I'd call them super cool either. I think they're pretty cool, but they're not, like, the coolest fish, I think. But that's just me. Yeah, they kind of got a big pouch belly here. And then they have their fins. And it looks like they have one big one, and then, like, there's, like, one big one, and then 2 small ones to the sides. Looks like. And then they have their... Like, the football fish one is just kind of poking out like this. And their eyes are up here. Not down here, they're up here. The football fish one kind of sticks straight out. There's somewhere the light is, like, pretty far away. Clubfish look better underwater. They super do. They're very elegant underwater. It's actually only female anglerfish. I know the female anglers are bigger than the males, if I remember correctly. Yeah, some people talked about axolotls before. That's another one I don't really know how to teach. Let me look up an axolotl really quick. Because that is reptile anatomy. Because I think that's what I would classify. That's what I would classify an axolotl as. Yeah. Very reptilic. Okay, I lied. We can do one more. Let's do an axolotl. So, axolotls... I apologize. I don't know if you can tell. I have, like, run out of energy. And my throat really hurts. Okay, so axolotls... This is a PNG. No, I didn't want to do that. Axolotls have the skeleton of most lizards and most, like, reptilic critters. Hello. If you need to go do that, I wasn't trying to push this. No, I've still got time. We end stream at 6, so I've still got a little bit of time. This one I can do really quickly, so this one will probably be the last one. Hello. No, it's okay. You're not the first one to ask about an axolotl. We had a bunch of people want axolotls earlier, and I was like, maybe I'll do it later. Or I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, but I suppose I'll just do that. Or just round. The thing with axolotls is I can't actually explain them. If we take a look at the skeleton, right, most, like, critters that are, like, very reptilian in nature, one long spine, and legs are optional. So snakes are just one long spine and a head, right? Say the same thing about sea snakes. This time, hello. Same thing with this one, though, is you can have if you add in the legs, the shoulder blades come out to the side here, and then there is a pelvic piece back here where the legs pop out of as well. The thing with most reptilic creatures, though, by comparison to us, where, you know, if we have like our rib cage and our pelvis, if we have our rib cage and pelvis, our legs are like this and they come downwards. That's kind of a funky looking. Right? And our arms come down like this. Like, we have our stuff coming out of the side, like, out of our, and they pop downwards, right? They're able to fit, we're able to move them back and forth, right? With lizards, right? Everything, like, if they have their rib cage here, but really it's just one long spine. Sometimes they have rib cages, but, all of their limbs come out the sides like this. Right? So rather with, compared to us, all of theirs come straight out of the sides. By comparison, so they're constantly walking like this. Right, so it's no different from with the axolotl. The axolotl, right? Big flat kind of head, tube for a body, and then its limbs come out the sides like this. And if you're ever wondering how to draw a salamander or a lizard or something like that, there you go. You've got that too. And they've just got their little thingies on the side. Cover the art, stay for the biology lesson. Yep, that's how I teach art. Chubby snake with legs and leaves on its head. Yep. Eels. Eels are... The fun thing about eels is eels are just a skull and a spine. So all you need to do and you have an eel. There's your eel. Epic. Yep. Stream every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time and Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Before you end the stream, do you have any tips for drawing more flowing types of fins, like goldfish fins or betta fish fins? Yeah. Operate the same way as you draw fabric. So, if you're drawing, like, fabric folds or anything like that. Alright, I'll just very quickly draw some goldfish, because I love drawing goldfish. Eels are indeed just flattened snakes. I was able to clutch this. No problem. How many years have I been drawing? 21. Coming on 22 soon. But yeah, like the way that you would draw like any kind of like very flowy fins. I handle them stylistically. There's a lot of ways you could do it, but I tend to handle them the same way that you would draw like fabric, right? So if you're drawing, if you don't know how to draw fabric folds, you start by drawing the edge and then figure out where the folds are with the lines, right? Where it overlaps and stuff like that. So I handle fins the same way if they're super, super flowy, because that's basically all it is. I also love Ranchu goldfish. Ranchu goldfish are one of my favorites. Love Ranchus, love pearl scale. You know, actually, no, I think Ranchus are my favorites. I think Ranchus are my favorite goldfish. But yeah, any kind of like super flowy, just for that I'll draw a Ranchu goldfish. There's like any sort of like super flowy kind of fin gets that sort of treatment for me. love rainbow goldfish. I think this stream has had the best quality in terms of actually being live that I've ever seen. Most other streams have been in like 20 to 30 second delay. It's probably because they've changed the latency. So we have it to ultra low. The reason why most people choose low over ultra low doesn't support closed captions, 144p and 4K resolutions. So we like have like a lot of people want closed captions. So like we just kind of sacrifice that to be like more present. But yeah, I like being on time for my chat. But alright though, that is 6 o'clock. Thank you all so much for joining. If you don't know too much about the studio, first time here, hello, welcome in. We're not just an art, like, channel, we're also a art school. If you'd like to join us, see our classes, see what we have to offer, wingcanvas.com. That's where all of our classes are. I am one of the instructors. There's lots of other lovely, beautiful instructors that you can get lessons from. Summer camp is also coming up, so if you'd like to sign up for summer camp, feel free to check the classes we have to offer out. I believe I am teaching figure drawing and comic design, so if you'd like to see any of those are up and offerable. This file that you see in front of you, the JPEG, will be available on our Discord, !Discord, !Socials. See what we have to offer, talk with other people in the Discord, talk with them, chat with them, say hi. If you would like any of my working files, though, you're gonna have to join our Patreon, or become a member on YouTube. Either of those you can check out. We offer class recordings, early video recordings, and monthly monthly working files. So if you would like to check us out, say hi, feel free to do so. On Sunday, I believe Iggy is doing a painting workshop. Yes, I'm double checking. Yes, so on Monday, Iggy will be doing a Mother's Day special painting thing. And next week, Friday, I will be drawing some steampunk concept art, which I haven't done in a very long time. Oh, thank you so much for the member. Thank you for becoming a Wing Campus Angel Prime Hub. Hope you enjoy the exclusive emotes and the exclusive channel stuff. But alright, thank you all so much for joining, and I'll see y'all next week. Au revoir, bye-bye. Oh, and thank you for the $5 dono, Sue.